usually walk around town, have my briefcase around with me, and if we need raffle tickets, we haul them out. If we need these, we haul them out. The bad boys at Quesnel.
Mm-hmm. This is Quesnel Senior Secondary. And it's still June the 14th. Gotta tell the camera that.
Raise your hand. Okay, how's everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
Well, you got exams coming up or something?
Not really. I don't. I'm going to be happy.
Okay, I'm just going to briefly tell you what's going on here, and David's going to take over after that. He is my road manager, and he looks after me, make sure I don't get eaten by bears as I'm walking along the highway. I started from Toronto on June 20th of 2000, and the idea of the walk is for me to go through 500 cities and towns. And I got to bring a very important message to each city and town. It's about the importance of organ and tissue donations. Right now, Canada suffers as the lowest in the whole world. And as a result of that, there's a lot of good men, women, and children on the waiting list that aren't receiving these organs. And other countries, they're doing way better than us. So the idea is to bring this to everybody's attention. And everybody here could become a potential organ donor. And the decision to become an organ donor is a great one, because that makes you a hero, okay? Anybody that thinks about organ donations automatically is a hero, because they're thinking about somebody else. You know, they're thinking about that one day, you know, I'll be able to save up to 6 people's lives. That's right, you know, and I'll tell you how that works out. The donation of a heart, 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, and a liver, 6 people can receive those organs, and they're going to live because of that. So this is something that I wanted to leave with you guys today, to think about this, you know, and I mean, just the act of thinking about it and registering afterwards, it is going to be one of the most important choices in your lifetime. So today is day 360 for me. I've been on the road 360 days. And it's a 769-day walk. I'm scheduled to be in Victoria on July 27th, and then from there we're going to Rome to meet the Pope, and then from Rome we're going to St. John's, Newfoundland, and then from there we're walking the rest of the way back to Toronto, where I started on June 20th. So it's going to be quite the, I'm not even halfway there yet. I think I still got my mind. It takes quite a bit to do this. But anyways, at this point, I want to bring David Wrightsmith there, and he can help you out with the rest of the story, and also we'll do some questions and answers. Is that part of it? Okay, so here's David.
Hi, everybody. The reason why George is doing this is so the point of this whole walk, the awareness that the more people that are aware of being an organ donor, the better chance everybody who may be in the position of needing a kidney or liver or heart or lungs at some point in their lives will have that chance. It just greatly increases that chance for that to happen, because, as you can see, they're pretty successful. So I can't really add anything to what George has said already, but maybe we could just do some questions and answers. So does anybody have any questions? We were at an elementary school this morning, and there were tons of questions. So
There, you got a brave one over there.
You said something about tissue too?
yes, bone marrow and ligaments, and you can practically use the whole body, including the skin. And I know it's not a very pretty subject, but I don't know how many of you are aware of the fact that when a person dies, their organs don't go with them anyway. So why not give that gift, which does make you a hero? So tissues and organs can all be put into somebody else who's waiting. And there are a lot of people waiting right now. I think there's 4,000 people that are waiting in Canada alone. And 1,000 of those people are not going to make it unless we increase the rate of organ donations in our country. So does that answer your question? And more? And you had a question.
Yeah, let's say if someone had like a weak lung, would that still work? Let's say they smoked or something.
Well, what happens is the doctors decide how good an organ is to be used for transplant. So even if somebody did smoke, it would at least give the person a chance to live a more productive and a longer life. And also, when somebody quits smoking, their lungs start to improve right away anyway. But if the liver is diseased, then the doctors would determine whether or not it was too diseased to be used as a transplant.
For students this age, how would they register? Do they need parent consent?
Good question. Yes, under the age of 19, they need your parents' consent. And so what we suggest is you just go home and talk with your parents about it. And you can pick up the organ donor registry forms at the motor vehicle office branch, and also many of the hospitals will have them as well. And Elaine,
Yep.
do you know where else you can pick them up here in Quesnel?
I'll be doing different mall campaigns as well, and you'll be able to pick them up at any of the tables I set up at the malls.
Does that answer your question?
Where did you get surgery done?
Where? Vancouver. So there's 12 places in Canada where you can have it done. Am I right, George?
Yeah,
12, yes.
12.
And you can go right from one end of the country to the other. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to speed up the time for a person to actually forbid something should ever happen. And yeah, that's about it. Any more questions?
How long did he have to wait till he got his transplant?
9 months.
9 months?
And the average wait is at least a year. And a lot of people don't make it that long because what happens a lot of times is a person is already so sick when it's determined that they need a transplant that they don't have enough time to wait that extra year. So if we can speed up that time. And we met somebody the other day who had a transplant 10 years ago, and he only waited 3 months. And he wasn't very, very sick, relatively speaking, when he had his transplant. And you can tell today, 10 years later, that he's pretty healthy. As time goes by, it becomes less of fewer drugs that you have to take. And now, it's just one drug. And as long as we remember to take them, then we're fine. But we have our ups and downs, but we live pretty productive lives as a result.
While you're doing this vlog, are you guys raising money as you go along, or just telling people about it?
We are raising money as we go along, yes. But the important thing is the awareness. The awareness is very important, because a lot of people still think, and we notice this time and time again, a lot of people still think that it's their driver's licenses that will enable them to become organ donors, and that just doesn't work anymore.
Does it have, like, say if you wanted a liver transplant, does it have to be a